Some tattoos are good.
And some tattoos are really bad.
I'm Jake Darrell from Columbus, Ohio. Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
This episode is brought to you by True Blue Tattoo in Austin, Texas. That is where we are right now. If you want to get a tattoo and you want it to be awesome, this is the place to come to get your tattoo. True Blue Tattoo, downtown Austin, Texas. We're still here, right?
We are still in Austin.
Still here in Austin. Maybe we should stay here.
No, I mean I like it a lot, but we have families,
and they're not here.
Yeah, we need to spend time with them. It's the thing to do.
That's a good point. But I am fond of the city, and I've enjoyed the barbecue, and I'm enjoying the scenery of the most awesome tattoo parlor that I've ever been in.
Thanks to all of you who came out to Kreitz Barbecue last night, the first ever live audience. We don't have a live audience tonight. We just have some people who really don't know anything about Good Mythical Morning kind of just in the background, which is totally fine.
Performing tattoos, cleaning things, getting things ready, sketching. Who knows what else is going on back there.
A couple years ago, we actually made a commercial for True Blue Tattoo.
You do realize it's permanent.
People will stare at you.
Elderly women will be afraid of you.
Children will look at you and cry.
When you're 80, that demon will look like a chocolate bunny left in a hot car.
You can forget about ever being a bank teller or a daycare worker.
I hope you like the idea of being a carny.
Why don't you just check yourself into prison?
Mike Tyson has a face tattoo.
In about a decade, you'll come to an important financial crossroads. Get the minivan or laser removal surgery.
So the angle for the commercial was kind of a reverse psychology. Oh, and you shouldn't get a tattoo, so you will get a tattoo. Or maybe that's just reverse psychology.
Well, and it worked because we actually got tattoos right here in True Blue Tattoo, right here.
But we didn't watch the commercial and get the tattoos.
No, we made the commercial.
We got the tattoos so that we would have the respect of the people who needed to be in the commercial, and we got them on our butts so that they wouldn't be seen unless we wanted to show them to you,
well,
or anyone.
And we laid right here. Right behind us in this space here on one of these padded tables.
This is a special place for us.
And Link cried like a baby.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but my eyes welled up. I did not know it was going to feel the way it felt. I did not appreciate the depth to which the needle descended into my tush in order to deliver the ink in such a way as to keep it in there.
You embarrassed yourself a little bit. As a man, you embarrass yourself a little bit. I mean, it's okay. It's been a couple years ago. You've gotten over it, but you embarrassed yourself.
I don't feel like I was embarrassed.
Speaking of embarrassing yourself, okay, when people make the decision to get a piece of artwork, a piece of permanent artwork on their body, most sane people say, I'm going to take some time to think about what it is that I'm getting. I'm going to get something that represents something. I'm going to get something that symbolizes something, and I'm going to get a qualified tattoo artist, like someone who would be at True Blue Tattoo, to make it happen and to fulfill my vision. But as evidenced by pictures that we have seen on the internet and we are about to show you, that is not always the case. In fact, it seems to be quite often the case that people just kind of get tattoos without thinking about it.
It's like it's an out-of-body experience.
From less than qualified people.
Yeah. So before we show you any of these pictures, we want to re-emphasize none of these were tattooed at True Blue Tattoo. These were, places where I wouldn't recommend getting tattoos. And I do recommend getting one here.
Yeah.
On your butt.
Yeah.
Even though it does hurt.
Anywhere you want.
And Red thinks that I embarrassed myself in the process.
Just only a little bit. Only a little bit.
Okay, so let's look at some of these.
I'm really into My Little Pony, and I'm really into X-Men. How can these two worlds collide? I got an idea.
The thing that confuses me is the proportion. Is Wolverine like shrunken, or is the pony like a giant My Little Pony? It's a My Giant Pony.
It's up to you, man.
I think this is supposed to be a cougar or a mountain lion, but it looks as if someone took the picture of the cougar and then reflected it in one of those funhouse mirrors, and then the artist drew what he saw in the funhouse mirror.
I think this is just someone who didn't reference an actual picture of a cougar.
Now this is just a classic bad tattoo. So this is a guy's inner thigh with Patrick Swayze dressed up as a Chippendale dancer / Minotaur with rainbows behind him.
In front of a double rainbow that crisscrosses. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, I can find absolutely nothing wrong with this tattoo. This could possibly be the perfect tattoo.
I've heard about having eyes in the back of your head, but I've never heard about having an eye for the back of your head.
Apparently, it is a lot more difficult to tattoo a tiger on someone than I suspected.
I think this tattoo is the reason why people are afraid of clowns. Okay, now this one kind of takes a few steps to fully digest. This is a unicorn with a tropical plant growing out of its butt, smelling a tropical flower, doing number 1 in the form of a rainbow onto a cupcake.
Like the Patrick Swayze Minotaur, I can find nothing wrong with this tattoo. This is, and you know, the fact that it's already given itself number 1, I'm gonna make this the best tattoo of all time.
Yeah, it says it right there,
Yeah,
number 1.
Right.
Judging by some of the tattoos I've seen, I've concluded that there's people who just say, okay, it's Tuesday, it's time for me to get another tattoo. I got this spot over my right ankle. I don't know what should go there, but something's gonna go there tonight.
Okay, well, how about this? Just think of the first thing that comes to your mind when you look around your backyard. Okay, go. Lawn chair. My only guess as to how this guy came up with this idea is what I just described.
Well,
What is any other explanation that makes any sense? Maybe he's a lawn chair salesman.
Either he was like, oh, look at this new model over my right ankle.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's when he crosses his legs, it's like his other ankle is being nested into a lawn chair.
The other ankle has a person on it, and he like puts them together like a cricket, and it's a person sitting in a lawn chair.
Every man needs a 6-pack.
I got a sneaking suspicion that this was taken at a NASCAR race.
That is a big bear face.
I think I know the purpose of this tattoo. This is for when you're being attacked by a black bear. You just take off your shirt and turn around. He whimpers in intimidation.
Now, I know enough about drawing to know that doing a portrait of somebody is very difficult. Doing a portrait of a child is really difficult. Doing a portrait of an infant is infinitesimally difficult. Not to mention trying to do that on the skin of another human. I can't imagine how you could do that and pull it off properly.
Well, and based on this tattoo, apparently it's not too easy to make your tattoo look like your child, but it is apparently easy to make him look like a hobo.
I think the thing on the left is a picture taped to his back, and the thing on the right is the tattoo. But if the thing on the left is a tattoo, then that's an awesome tattoo.
Yeah, it's not.
I have no clue what's happening here.
T-Rex, king of the dinosaurs.
Or third grader drawing on the back of a 30-year-old. You know you've got a bad tattoo when you're ashamed to show it to your cat. Okay, kitty, I'm gonna go to the tattoo parlor and get you tattooed on my arm. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show it to you. He goes and gets it done, comes back a few hours later, cat's like, all right, let me see it. It's like, no, I changed my mind.
I'm pretty sure that this cat ran away after seeing this. Now, I don't know if this guy's coming or going, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to ask either side of him.
He kind of looks like Crosby from Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Oh, yeah, actually, this is not a tattoo. This is actually Crosby from Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
When I think of a Texan, I guess this is what I think of. If I'm not mistaken, that's Clay Aiken.
The person who got the baby portrait
Yeah.
should have contacted this artist, because that actually it looks at least like Clay Aiken's cousin. I wonder what this guy's nickname is.
What does being Mr. Cool Ice have to do with skeletons?
Apparently everything. Now, I think there ought to be a law for some particular tattoos. When the tattoo artist begins to give it to someone, they immediately have to call the authorities and have the person incarcerated ahead of time for the crime that they will commit. This is one of those tattoos.
But his eyebrows say wrongfully convicted.
Yeah, this man should be put in prison for the crime he's going to commit in the future. It's going to happen. Let's just go ahead and take care of it.
Hey man, I'm extreme. Wait, how do you spell extreme?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm extreme. It's the new thing. Extreme.
It's like extreme, but it's more efficient.
This dude's parents are not proud.
Now this is a clever tattoo. I think it's some sort of defense mechanism.
Yeah, this guy will never be killed while sleeping.
This did not necessarily inspire me to get another tattoo, but if you were going to get a tattoo right now, what would you get?
I'm a big fan of anything that incorporates the belly button.
Those are kind of gross because of what the belly button represents.
Right, but
You're aware of that.
Yeah.
You're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think I've come up with the coolest tattoo concept that I've never seen on a person. Okay? And it only works if you're a musician. I think if you play a guitar, the coolest tattoo is to tattoo your fingers and your hand and your entire forearm so that when you play your guitar, when you hold the guitar in the way that your hand will be at rest, it blends in with your guitar. So in other words, go into the tattoo parlor with your guitar, sit there, and have him paint the guitar on your hand. So that then when you're playing, your arm disappears. That is a cool tattoo.
What if you get a new
Somebody
guitar?
out there needs to get that.
What if you get a new guitar?
You need to be like Willie Nelson and never replace your guitar. You're committed to it.
Okay.
Or you could get a new guitar that's just a black guitar and paint your whole arm black.
Okay, let's close down this episode from True Blue Tattoo.
What do you think in the comments is the coolest tattoo that you could get? Let us know. We might get one.
I'm going to bring up the fake Wheel of Mythicality.
Let's spin the wheel and see how to end this episode of Good Mythical Morning.
Spinning.
Okay, let's read it.
Show the audience your tattoos.
Okay. I mean, only because it's on the wheel. Okay, we'll do in 3. We'll stand up and then do in 3, 2, 1, kind of.
Well, we got to unbuckle our pants first. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. I never thought I would have done that on the internet.
No. Only for you guys are we that open. Thanks for joining us. Help! Does it feel like needles going into your tush?
It feels like prison.